Hey guys, LevelCap here, and today I've got some unique weapon loadouts to try out in Modern Warfare. The game's multiplayer is free to play this weekend, and if you sink enough time into a few guns, you can spec them out to look just like their Modern Warfare 2 and older COD title counterparts. Thanks to the surprise release of Modern Warfare 2 Remastered being exclusive to PS4, us PC and Xbox players are getting nostalgic for the good old days of Call of Duty. First weapon that I'd like to test out is the classic MP5K. This SMG is one of the most iconic of all in gaming. Next to the UMP45, the MP5K was one of Modern Warfare 2's most popular weapons. To make it in Modern Warfare, you'll need to use the MP5, put on the FF3 mini barrel, F-Tac collapsible stock, and the Ranger foregrip. Throw a suppressor and the 10mm ammo conversion on to make the MP5 a stealth close quarters monster. You can also swap out the FFS mini barrel with the subsonic one to remove your tracers and hide the death skulls of players you kill. Throw on the 5mW laser or stippled grip tape and you've got an SMG that draws super quick from the hip and can outdamage assault rifles in close quarters. Now, Modern Warfare's weapon meta already favors the MP5, so you're not giving up much to get the old school Modern Warfare 2 feel with this loadout. It also performs well in Warzone. Right now, the Warzone meta is mainly focused on the 5.56 ammo conversion for the AUG, so the MP5 is a bit of an off-meta pick, but it's still a serious contender in close-range fights. That said, unlike the AUG, it doesn't have the range to replace an assault rifle. Hence, I forego the red dot sight on the MP5 just because it's best suited for quick hipfire kills. Once enemies get outside its close range sweet spot, the MP5 is outclassed by most assault rifles. Now with that being said, and the AUG being such a popular pick these days, what if we take a look at a Modern Warfare 2 style loadout for it? The Aug H-BAR was classed as an LMG in Modern Warfare 2, whereas in Modern Warfare it's an SMG. That said, it's pretty easy to kit the AUG out as either an assault rifle or even a light-duty LMG. Putting the 622M long barrel, integral 3X optic, and the 30-round 5.56 NATO ammo conversion turns the AUG into a fast-handling assault rifle. It won't quite do the same long-range damage as a proper AR, but it makes up for it with slightly faster handling and very strong hipfire. Swapping out the 30-round mag for the 60-round drum mag turns the AUG into a medium-range pocket LMG. This thing absolutely shreds. At least it does in Warzone. In standard multiplayer, the 60-round mag and long barrel slow the AUG down a bit much to stay competitive with other run-and-gun SMGs. For standard multiplayer, I ditch the long barrel and use a grip or something else to improve the hipfire accuracy. The ammo conversion is still useful on larger maps, but I'd still opt for a laser or perk attachment for standard 6v6 matches. The extended damage over range that 5.56 gives you is great, but its rate of fire reduction dings you in close quarter DPS, which is where you need it most. The CQB stock and stippled grip tape are great picks regardless of what mode you're playing though. Of all the guns we'll be talking about today, the AUG is probably the most competitive. If you're looking for a jack-of-all-trades type gun that works well in multiplayer and exceptionally well in Warzone, the AUG is it. Now the next gun here is iconic for being one of the best weapons in Black Ops 1. It was also notoriously cut from Modern Warfare 2 along with some other iconic guns like the Remington 870 and the STG-44. In Black Ops 1, the rapid-fire attachment turned the AK-74U into one of the game's fastest killing weapons, second only to the FAMAS. In Modern Warfare, you can actually make a pretty convincing replica of the AK-74U, but it has the added benefit of being an assault rifle. Take the AK-47 and put the 8.1-inch compact barrel, no stock, and the 5.34 ammo conversion on, and it basically becomes the reverse of the AUG. The ammo conversion shaves a little bit of damage and range, but boosts the rate of fire, giving it a faster TTK than even the M4 in standard multiplayer. Instead of an SMG with the range of an AR, you're getting an AR that handles like an SMG, but with even better damage at range. You can speed it up even more with the 5mW laser and stippled grip tape, but keep in mind that this loadout gives the AK-74U some nasty recoil. I wouldn't say it's a strong contender in Warzone because of the increased recoil, despite its high damage potential. In multiplayer, it's a slower handling but faster killing M4 alternative. To make it really viable, I'd opt for the skeleton stock and commando foregrip. Recoil stabilization in Modern Warfare means a reduction in horizontal recoil. Putting on the commando grip makes the AK-47's recoil go nearly straight up. The 5mm laser is great for surprise gunfights, but it gives away your position, and the stippled grip tape will get you most of the speed boost you need anyway. Swapping out the compact barrel with the RPK one and removing the stock makes the AK-47 one of the most competitive guns in multiplayer. But at that point, you're really just giving up the SMG-like handling you get with the compact barrel. Either way, it's hard to go wrong, you'll just have to modify your playstyle a bit. For Warzone, I'd lean much more towards the RPK barrel AK-47 than the AK-74U, but you'll be outmatched by people using the FAL, M4, and other more versatile weapons. Now when it comes to the iconic weapons of Modern Warfare 2, few were as notorious as the ACR. This assault rifle had almost no recoil and excelled at quick takedowns despite its low damage. Most players will probably tell you that the M4 is the ACR of Modern Warfare, and for the most part they are right. Out of the gate, the M4 is a low recoil, high rate of fire monster. It's by far the most popular weapon in multiplayer, but as Yoda said, there is another. The M13 is my go-to for stealthy assault rifle play. Like the ACR, it has a high rate of fire, moderate damage, and can be kitted out to be one of the most lethal stealth guns in the game. Using the 300 blackout ammo conversion removes tracers from your shot and also hides enemy death skulls. Slap a suppressor on and you're invisible unless spotted. That said, the only practical benefit of using a suppressor is staying off the radar. The monolithic suppressor will give you a moderate range boost, but that's about it. Instead, I'd opt for a thermal sight, the skeleton stock, and commando foregrip. Combined with stippled grip tape, this makes the M13 a nimble rifle with minimal recoil and some huge advantages over other weapons. The ACR with a suppressor and thermal scope was insanely powerful in Modern Warfare 2, letting you cut through the thick atmosphere to clearly identify targets. The suppressor also had real practical benefits because it made the gun nearly silent, keeping you off the radar, and also didn't affect the base damage of the assault rifle. As long as you played within medium range, the suppressed ACR dominated. Now, one slight caveat is that you either need the ammo box or scavenger perk because blackout rounds are really uncommon for people to use. You'll run out of rounds quickly without some way of restocking. In Warzone, pairing the M13 loadout with a sniper rifle is a surefire way of cleaning up kills after using the sniper rifle to break their armor. Now the last throwback weapon I want to show you today is the COD 4 M16. And this M16 variant is more for kicks than kills, but it's still a highly effective medium range loadout. And if you're going for pure looks, you'll want the Corvus Marksman barrel and the M16 stock. Aside from the classic handle, this is almost a one-to-one remake of the COD 4 M16. All you need to complete it is the burst fire perk. This gives you the classic 3-round burst mode that made the level 1 assault rifle from COD 4 both iconic and somewhat frustrating for new players. And despite being a burst fire weapon, COD 4's M16 with stopping power would one burst a target at pretty much any range, making it one of the most effective mid-range weapons in the game. Unfortunately for Modern Warfare players, the same can't be said about the M4. Unless you're willing to go with the 10-round SOCOM ammo conversion, it'll always require a minimum of 4 shots to kill unless you land headshots. So as fun as it can be to recreate some of these nostalgic weapons as accurately as possible, it's clear that the M4 just wasn't really made to excel with the burst fire mode, especially in Warzone. Now before I close out the video, there was one more loadout that I wanted to recommend. Infinity Ward recently added a new shotgun to the game called the VLK Rogue. Along with it, they also added Dragon's Breath incendiary rounds to the game. Unlocking them for the Model 680 requires getting 15 kills shortly after reloading, and let me tell you, it is 100% worth getting. The Dragon's Breath rounds light your target on fire as if they got hit with a Molotov. It does a brief bit of damage over time and can often end up killing a player that didn't die from your first shot. In a lot of ways, this mitigates the need to be super precise with the 680. Other shotguns like the 725 and R90 are dump and pump machines. You just pull the trigger as fast as possible with those and hope that the other guy dies first. The 680 is a slower, less consistent weapon, but the Dragon's Breath rounds make it way more viable. And it shines particularly well in Warzone because the burn effect basically guarantees an armor break on most targets. People with full plates might not go down so quickly, but against most people it's pretty rare not to break their armor or even down them in 2 hits. This loadout is so insane in Warzone, I honestly expect Infinity Ward will nerf it sooner or later. So overall, I'd say you can achieve some pretty faithful recreations of the classic COD weapons in Modern Warfare. Some of them, like the Aug and M13, are high tier weapons that can hold their own against even the most on-meta M4 builds. Others, obviously, not so much. But I think it says a lot about how robust the weapon customization is in Modern Warfare that even wacky builds like an SMG conversion of the AK-47 are both possible and fun to use. Now, if there's any other classic COD remakes you'd like to see in a video, let me know about them in the comments down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying Warzone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.